Oh, hello there, and welcome back to Sparta. This is where we are going to be doing something a bit risky, and this may not seem risky, but personally, I feel like running around with 74 units in a mod where most of the vassals have about, I don't know, 400, 500? It's kind of risky to run around with that. But thankfully we are walking really fast on the world map. This is currently my army at the moment. We have some pretty, well, the majority of our units are pretty low level, but this is basically what we need to do if we are going to proceed onward with our plan to completely have all of our units from Sparta itself. And so we're going to be having only this type of unit in our army from now on, and I have no idea when Sparta itself recovers from the recruitment. So that is a little bit of an issue because I have just recruited from them literally a moment ago, and I had 54 before that, so now we have 74 of course, and it is going to be a bit difficult to run around with 74, but we're gonna be raiding and burning this village because it is the, as far as I'm aware, Achaean. I don't know. Someone told me how to say it, but whatever the case, the fact is that I'm just terrible at pronouncing these kinds of names, and especially names that are just like from history somewhere or other, and yeah, just forgive me for that and we'll just swiftly move on. Otherwise, we are now at war against them. If you missed the previous episode, we are now at war against the Achaean city-states, and that is kind of exciting because we have been fighting the Delian League for a very long time, and well, frankly, I didn't want to fight them anymore. I would much rather fight someone different. And that's exactly what we're doing here. So I'm just going to go very quickly. I've already sold a whole bunch of my ill-gotten gains at my own town. And by the way, my own town has about 174 units in the garrison because my recruiter was able to safely return 50 units to the garrison. Can you believe it? I can't. I can't believe it at all. I thought that they would definitely get stopped. I really did. But anyway, let's go into the marketplace right here, and we're gonna sell a whole bunch of stuff. Ooh, this guy has a lot of cash. Very nice. There we go. I like it. It's another 700, and we'll go for, I guess we'll sell some honey as well. I guess that's, I mean, I kind of like to keep the honey because it's such a good morale booster. But I guess it's fine. I guess it's fine for what we need it for at the moment, because I would like to keep most of the food, because I was literally running out of food just before the episode started, and then I went to go and raid a Delian League village, and that was a bit of a mistake on my part. And you want to know why? Yeah, we're not currently at war against the Delian League, and as a result, it kind of caused me to lose some honor, which I do not very much appreciate, but yeah, I guess that's just how it is. Anyway, we're going to be taking some additional units here, and I know that I said, oh, you know, we're only going to be using these units and so on and so forth, but I'd like to take a couple of units back to my town just in case, because here's the thing, we're playing on realistic saving. I know I've said this multiple times before, but when you're playing on realistic saving, at least in my experience, it is a very good idea to have some kind of backup plan of some sort, just in case your main plan goes wrong. So for example, if you're, I don't know, if you're playing Pendor or you're playing Parisno or something, and you run into an absolutely insane band of enemies, and that could happen at any time in those mods, just like it can happen here. And imagine if you're playing realistic saving in those mods too, you're gonna have a really big problem. So let's say you go up against, I don't know, the Dread Legion in Pendor, and you have an entire unit of Knighthood Order units that are good, don't get me wrong, that are good, but they're not exactly ready yet, you know what I mean? So you're just kind of training them up, and you need to dedicate more resources to them and so on and so forth. And then at that point, they attack you, just as they are upgrading, and you don't really have the ability to beat them in combat. Now that kind of situation, that's a terrible thing to be, you know, a terrible situation to be in. And just imagine if that happens and you lose, I don't know, 150 or 100 Knighthood Order units, custom Knighthood Order units. And then, well, then you lose them all. Let's say you lose. Let's say you lose the battle. Well, that's where having a backup comes in handy, and that's the reason why I kind of want to have a pretty large contingent of units in our garrison, so that even if all of my units die in some way or another, it's going to be really, really good. Wait a minute, do I not have enough cash? I have 8,500? I thought I had enough. Did I not? Did I come back here exactly for nothing? Oh, okay, apparently I came back here for nothing, but at least we have the the shortcut to the Guildmaster now. Oh well, never mind. But yeah, that's exactly the reason why I'd like to have a garrison of decent units. Nothing too extravagant here or there, but just enough so that if worst comes to worst, I can just return to our town, which now has 211 in the garrison there, and I can just bring out 100, 150 or so units, and that's going to really cripple the garrison, but it is a backup plan, and it hasn't fully come to fruition just yet, so we're still going to just try things here. We're going to try and raid this village. Bear in mind that they are really close. The enemy vassals are attempting to take one of our castles at the moment. And personally, I don't really care. I don't really care about that, because in the grand scheme of things, if I am going to create my own faction, which I think would be pretty fun, but I would kind of like to help Sparta in general because, well, Sparta is just really fun to play with. And if I play against them, it's not really going to work out in my favor. So, yeah, I don't know. Maybe we'll see. Because then if I'm using all of these units and I go against them, it's going to give me all kinds of awful morale penalties and things like that. So that's generally a reason why I might stay with Sparta. But we'll see as time goes on. I very much enjoy this mod in general. I think it's a fantastic work for just a single developer to pull off. Crazy amount of dedication. And we're going to sell this stuff as well. There we go. And now I have 12,000, which is really fantastic. That is really good, in actual fact. We have a whole bunch of beans. Yes, who doesn't love a bunch of beans? And we're going to be heading back to my town, which does not, amazingly enough, have a weavery and dye works in it, which is a bit weird. So we're going to be buying some land here, and it is going to give me 500 dinars per week, which is, I think that's decent. Let's hire another recruiter, and we're going to hire some more Spartans. Let's hire another 50 of those, and we now have only 1,680 dinars, which is not great. But it's all right. It's all right, because we can go to one of these villages and we can just raid it again. And part of me is kind of hoping that one of the Achaean city-states vassals comes over and attacks us, because I think that could be really fun. Whoa, what? Oh, okay. So yeah, the rents from our town have finally paid out, and they are giving me 40, that is 40,900. Wow. Okay. Well, I can buy a whole bunch of weavery and dye works now, which is exactly what I would like. That's really great, because again, if I... Oh dear. Okay, never mind, they took it. I actually thought that we were at war against someone else, which would have been pretty bad. And it seems like the Achaean city-states have also been able to take 2 of our vassals prisoner, which is not good at all. So we'll just take what we can from here. There's a whole bunch of stuff to take. And that's it. That's all I can take. And now, this is a bit problematic. I think we could go to Corinthos. I have to be careful here, but I don't have to be that careful because we're moving so incredibly fast in comparison to the enemy. This guy only has 113. Do you think we could beat him? He's got some of my guys. He's got some of these guys in his prisoner hold. I would love to be able to attack it. Let's do it. Can I? No, I can't get him. I can't get him by himself. That is a shame. Wait a minute. Maybe we can chase him down. Maybe we can chase him down and hopefully get him into a battle by himself. Yes, there we go. We did it. Okay, that's fantastic. This is really good. Or is it? Because we have 74 against 124. So they have literally 50 more than us, which is kind of harsh. and we'll see how it goes. Now, I have been, if you haven't noticed, I have been playing Bannerlord. I never thought I'd say those words, but anyway, I have been playing Bannerlord on the channel. Only multiplayer at the moment. I am not good at multiplayer. Everyone knows this. I'm really not good at multiplayer. I'm much better at killing AI units. But yeah, anyway, the point is that the combat system is very different. Or at least I feel like it's quite different in Bannerlord, because most attacks have a little bit more of a wind-up to them, because Tailworlds is trying to add this weight behind your swing, and as a result, attacks are a little bit slower to come out, if you know what I mean. So when you're using a spear, when you're using a thrusting attack with a sword, it takes a little bit longer for them to actually thrust ahead, if you know what I mean. So for example, if I'm doing this right now, look at that. That's pretty quick. That's a pretty quick thrust. In Bannerlord, it's about double as long. So yeah, there is definitely that to take into account when Bannerlord comes out. But also, I just want to let you know that I might be a bit more used to the spear combat from Bannerlord now. So okay, I think I'm pretty good. I think I mean, literally, I have not really played Bannerlord that much, so there's no way that I would have completely forgotten how to fight in Warband, even though I'm actually terrible anyway. I mean, everyone knows, right? Everyone knows that. Anyway, I think my guys should be perfectly fine to do what they need to do. And I'm just going to try and deal some damage to the backline as much as I can. Even if I just do a little bit of damage here and there, I don't even really care about getting kills at this point. I'm just trying to get my people some openings, and I actually did get just poked in the back right there, which I don't appreciate. Thank you. Yes. Oh, did you see that? We sidestepped the enemy leader. That was fantastic. That was really fun. Oh, I like that. Very good. Okay, yeah, but as you can see, we're really murdering these guys quite nicely. Maybe my time in my very limited time in multiplayer has improved my skills by 1%. Yeah, maybe. Yes, probably not. Anyway, I think my units are doing pretty well so far, and we've only lost a couple. So let's see if I can maybe do some damage here. I think we're probably going to have to carry our units to victory, just like my teammates in multiplayer have to carry me, and we'll see if I can maybe sway the battle in our favor, because I think we could end up maybe having a pretty close run thing here. But if we can take this guy prisoner and then indeed end up selling him or ransoming him or something, that's really going to make a huge difference to our coffers, even though we are already doing pretty well thanks to the rents that we've just gained. So those 42,000, I'm definitely going to be spending those on a Weavery and Dye Works somewhere. I think I have a Weavery and Dye Works in most towns in Spartan territory now, but I think there are a couple that I still need to visit. So that's definitely something I will try to do relatively soon, because if we can get those Weavery and Dye Works rolling, they're going to be so nice as time goes on. You know, you really need to get them going early so that they can just continue to give you cash and cash and cash. So that's hopefully what I'll be able to do. And this guy's trying to run away. He's not going to escape, thank you. Or maybe he is. Wow, I really thought that was going to be a kill for me right there, but apparently minus 81% speed bonus was my undoing. Very weird that was the speed bonus that we had there, but I must have moved weirdly or something like that. But anyway, there's 17 renown. We lost two units. That's really good for eliminating 124. So that shows that our guys right here, we are able to take on a vassal of at least 120 units or so. At least from the Achaean states. Anyway, we're just going to tell our forces just to charge in right there, because I didn't really want to go in. And here we go. We can take him prisoner, which is exactly what we're going to do. And now we can replace the units that we lost by recovering these forces. We are also going to be taking their other rescued prisoners. And I don't know whether I mentioned this, but did you notice? Look at my company size. My company size is now 395, up from, I believe it was 195. So we gained, I think, 200 from the ownership of the town. So towns and castles are so incredibly important They really are. And I won't be able to take any armor or anything like that because I have a full inventory. So that's not very good. But otherwise, let's move on. Let's move on and see what we can do. I wonder whether my marketplace is refilled. It is a little bit. Yeah, not that much. Yes, not that much. Okay, so we'll just sell that there. 400, let's sell the oil. And 500, we'll sell that. There we go. Okay, so that's basically it. Let's go into the garrison and we can just put these guys in there. As I say, these are just backup units. These guys are going to be really, really good for us as and when the time comes. And we're going to recruit some more Spartans. I'm going to send out another recruiter for another 50. I don't know whether they're going to do okay. I mean, they move really fast, but they might very well get caught now that the siege at Claytor is over. So we'll see exactly what happens with them. Oh, seems like one of our guys has already been released from captivity. That's pretty good. And let's go over to Amphissa here. I'd like to see whether this has weavery and dye works. It does not. Fantastic. Okay, so I will be able to go here and hopefully be able to speak to the guild master. Hopefully not get myself attacked by some thieves, because thieves, as we all know, are kind of annoying. So I'd like to try and prevent myself from being murdered by them, if at all possible. Let's face it, if I can be eliminated by it, it's more than likely that I will. Anyway, let's see what I can do here. All right, fantastic. Yes, 560. That is wonderful. Thank you very much, Mr. Guildmaster. And let's go over to Delphi. I think I might have a weavery and dye works here. So I might. Yep, I have a dye works. Okay. And is this a town? I think this is a castle. You can recruit local soldiers from here. What can you recruit? Thespian. Oh, they seem pretty cool. Okay. Well, I'm not gonna take them for the moment because I'd like to keep my speed up as high as much as possible. And look at this. We can go in here. We haven't met the guildmaster yet, and there's a crash. Oh well, we made it 17 minutes before it happened, and we did get quite a lot done already. Alright, so I've entered a tournament, and there's a very good reason why I've done this, because basically what has happened is, after the crash, I went around the varieties of different towns and everything, and I just decided, hey, you know what, I'm gonna do a little something here. You know, I'm gonna try and get some weavery and dye works up in most of the towns and see what I can do about that. And I was basically able to. Yeah, I was basically able to do most of what I set out to, which was to get weavery and dye works up and running. Now, the one problem that I have so far had is that one of the towns, I can't remember the name of it right now. Is it Tyans? I don't know. Basically, it's right next to the town I'm in right now, which is Argos. So whichever town that is, you know what I'm talking about. If you've played the mod or if you've seen it on the world map, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. And basically, the problem with that is that I currently don't have a good relation with the liege of that town. And as a result, we are not able to build a weavery and dye works there at this time, which I gotta say is a bit frustrating because I actually thought that we were going to have a pretty sizable monopoly at this point. And yes, okay, you know, we have a monopoly in general. You know, we've got basically weavery and dye works in every single city with the exception of that one, I think. I think so, because I went all the way down to the south of the Spartans' territory, and I have gotten weavery and dye works running in the southernmost town, which is just south from Sparta, and that is definitely going to be really good because I think it's giving me about 630 or something like that, so that's going to be pretty profitable. And I'm just happy that I am winning this tournament while commentating. You wouldn't think that it is difficult to commentate and play at the same time, but until you do it, it is just unlike anything, really. It is just kind of crazy. Maybe it's just me because I am kind of old now, because, you know, I used to be still just as bad, don't worry. Yeah, anyway, the point is that commentary and fighting at the same time, even against, you know, these kinds of enemies, it can get a little bit difficult, but I've gotten a little better over the years. Anyway, there you go. Can you imagine? Can you imagine me being worse than I am right now? Yeah, can you? Yeah, you can go back and see it. You can go back and see my first ever, oh yeah, You know, I should do one of those, shouldn't I? I should do one of those react to old videos thing. Yeah, that's kind of annoying though, isn't it? Is it annoying? I don't know. Maybe I'll do it, maybe I won't. It really depends. But yeah, I mean, I used to record in... oh, the good old days. I used to record in 720p because my PC couldn't handle 1080p because it would render for like 5 hours or something with 1080p and it would just be impossible. And these are 10-minute videos I'm talking about, you know. And yeah, I didn't have a lot of experience at that point making videos. So generally I'd tend to do that. And yeah, by the way, I did go to Sparta and get a whole bunch more of these hoplites. So we have an even bigger army than we did last time. So that's actually really nice. And I think I'm going to go to one of the Achaean city-states and try and, well, maybe raid a village or something like that. Oh, there we go. One of my recruiters has been successful. Seems like we can't recruit just yet. Kind of unfortunate, but oh well. And at least we get an autosave. Oh yeah, and we did win the tournament. Oh, that's fantastic. Yeah, so we won the tournament. That's great. And I'm thinking I'm gonna... Oh yeah, the Spartans are attempting to take back this particular castle. And I'm thinking, you know what I'm gonna do? Should I try and take a castle myself? With my current unit composition, I'm thinking that that's probably not going to be the best idea. Is it? I mean, let's have a look and see how many they have here. 637, but most of these are not going to be extremely good units. Let's just face it, they're not going to be good units, most of them. So, do you think we could do it? Shall we try it? Or shall we try and take this? Is this a town? Oh, hello there. Oh, that was close. That was really close. Okay, you know what I'm going to do? I'm actually going to go back to my town. Now that I have a whole bunch of recruits in here, we have 377 in the garrison. I know I was going to leave, I said I was going to leave most of these guys until later on when and if we needed them, but I'm going to take some of these guys out, get 150. Maybe we should get a couple more? Should we get a couple more? Maybe we should get some of these as well, 172. I'm thinking we'll just take Tegeus and the Megaran units, and then we'll leave everyone else in there. And how many do we have in there now? 264. Okay, so let's recruit another 2,000 or something. Another 2,000. Yes, I'd love to recruit another 2,000 units. No. Another 100 units, and then hopefully they will be added to the garrison. So what we're going to do is we're going to try and take this. Are we? No, we're not. We're going to try and attack this guy. Get him. Yeah, there we go. We got him. Fantastic. That was really nice. That was just in time. What a fantastic timing on his part, really, because he was the one to show up just in time for us to attack him. So that's really nice. Ah, phew. Okay. Well, let's see exactly what we can do here. Well, it's nighttime. I think that's pretty good because we don't have any archers. I literally have 2 medics, which are using bows. So let's put them there, and we'll just take my infantry ahead. Let's tell them to stand closer once and everything, and we'll see what we can do. But yeah, I think generally my skill has increased over the years, but I don't even know. I mean, that's the thing. I think with most things, I think this is how it is with most things, unless you are supremely talented at something naturally, which I don't think I'm particularly good at the combat in Warband. I think I'm okay. I think I'm decently average, but there are people that are so good, and they're mostly the people that have played multiplayer. Let's face it, they're mostly the people that have played multiplayer, because multiplayer in general requires you to be just that little bit more skillful than those of us that play single player, because in single player you really can just rely on your units to kind of cover your, well, everything. They can just cover you like no one's business. And in multiplayer, that's not the case, unless you have teammates that are right beside you and stuff like that. But yeah, anyway, the point is that I think in general there are going to be people that are just much more skilled at this kind of combat. But on the other hand, they're probably not going to be that good at shooters, or they're not going to be that good at real-time strategy, or whatever the case may be. There are different games that people excel at, and there are games that people are completely average at, like me. So, you know, yeah, that's kind of amusing. All right, so we're going to have some problems here, because these guys have wow, they have a lot of these thrown weapons. Wow, okay, that is kind of harsh. Just going to leave my forces there. Just going to leave them there because those guys are going to absolutely get murdered by my hoplites. They're so good, aren't they? They are so good. And we are going to try and attack from the flank. Yes. No, thanks. Okay, that was a lot of damage. That was a lot of damage right there. Really don't want that to be a thing that will happen again. So hopefully... Oh, he's running. Okay, sure. You can just run away if you want. Don't turn around and shoot. Look at him. He's going to try and shoot me now. Oh, no, now he's dead. Well, that's fine. That's perfectly fine. Let's try and take out one of these guys along the way there. And seems like our forces are doing okay. Elias, look at him. He's got a javelin in his side. He's not looking very good right now, is he? That is not good at all. Okay, so let's tell my forces to move ahead here. I got stuck against that tree. That was pretty bad. Alright, so let's move on. How are we doing here? 39. I mean, we do technically outnumber the enemy. I was wanting to perform a siege, but I guess this is as good as anything, really, because what this does is, in general, what it's going to do is it's going to make it much harder for the Achaean city-states to actually even do anything against the Spartans, because we have, well, we should theoretically have all of our vassals intact, with the exception of maybe one, because I think they took 2 of them prisoner, and that's definitely a bit of a problem, but we have all of the rest, so I think that's perfectly fine. I'm actually kind of surprised that these guys are backing off so incredibly heavily. I mean, I know they're kind of outnumbered, and it is very intimidating to see this coming down the hill. I mean, what is that on the hill? Is it a monster? Is it a monster? Well, it is, kind of. They are monsters, generally. They are really good at what they do. They really are. So, hopefully I'll be able to get some experience along the way here, and hopefully not get myself absolutely murdered. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna just move a little bit here. Wow, all the sea of red. There's gonna be a sea of red completely different than what you think, because it's not only their capes, it's the blood of our enemies. Oh yes, the blood of our enemies are certainly going to be, well, it's just going to be all over the place, isn't it? So let's see if we can do some damage. There we go. A little bit, a couple more kills, and I believe that is indeed a victory. Yep, those other units are just going to be out of here, and you can see exactly the efficiency of these infantry. It is just a wonder to behold. It really is. Fantastic. And we were able to do that, and we do get to take him prisoner. I was really very much crossing my fingers about that, because he is, well, I have no idea who he is, but I can only assume that we're probably going to get some decent cash for him, or at least I hope so. And now we can level these guys up, and these guys, nice. Alright, so now we have 209 in our party here, and theoretically, we could go in and attack this town. Do I want to try that? That is the question. They have 79 prisoners. I could add those to my garrison, and it is just a stone's throw away from my town. It is a very tempting idea, and I think I might try to do it. So let's go. Okay, so now this is going to be really, really, really bad if they appear. Can I cancel this? Yes, I can cancel this. Okay, so if someone appears out of nowhere, I am going to cancel this almost immediately, but the time is increasing at a very, very fast pace. So I'm just going to be very, very careful, and we're just going to stop it intermittently so that we kind of have an idea as to what's going on, and we just want to make sure that we prevent any problems. 7 hours to go. That is not that long. Okay, so it seems like we have an enemy coming in on us right now. 3 hours. That's not going to be enough time. Did not think they were going to get some... Yeah, I did not think they were going to get some people to help them out, but it seems the guy that was hiding, literally hiding, in the nearby garrison has now come out and is making himself a nuisance. So we are going to try and teach him a lesson that he can't do these things, and that it is completely rude of him to interfere in a, well, one-on-one battle. Technically, it's not even one-on-one, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean. I'm trying to say we were going to fight a guy that had about the same amount of units that we did. Maybe he had a couple more, actually. I think he had about 250, maybe 240. And we have 209. So that's kind of similar, you know? That's kind of similar. And I was well up for that kind of battle. But in this case, maybe not so much. But I think we can probably do okay here. The enemy has 80 units on the battlefield. Well, I suppose that does make sense considering they have basically double the amount of units total. So they would, of course, have double on the battlefield. And they're throwing stones. Thankfully, we don't live in glass houses, so we should be absolutely fine. Nothing to worry about there. All right. I'm a bit... Well, oh, my guys are super far back. Okay. Well, anyway, let's stand closer a little bit. And, yeah, I'd like to try and just kill these skirmishers as easily as I can, but, I mean, I think as soon as I walk in here, yeah, here we go. Their infantry are going to try and intercept. Okay. Well, this is kind of interesting. This is very intriguing, at the very least, because we have a skirmisher that is attempting to attack the phalanx, which is never a good idea at all. That is... Wow, that was foolish, if ever I saw it. You know, I could swear that was me. I could swear that was me running in there. Alright, so let's see what we can do. Yeah, these guys... I'm not used to fighting these guys, to be honest. I'm used to fighting the Delian League more. So let's see what we can do here. I'm going to maybe tell them to just run in and attack the polearm position. Let's see if I can do some damage here. I'm going to take out their skirmishers. At the very least, try and disrupt them as much as possible. It is a bit annoying for them to walk away from me right now, but they do not want to get slaughtered. I don't blame them. I don't blame them for that one bit. And it seems rather amusing that our enemies are attempting to extract themselves from the situation. I guess I don't blame them either, because who would want to go against the Spartans when they are these guys? I mean, I think the other kinds of Spartan unit, so for example the Achaeans and the Megarans and all that stuff, they're all perfectly fine. But personally, I would say that the main guys that are gonna do the most damage are these ones that we're using right here. These guys are just really, really good. And they are the main reason why we're actually ending up winning this. So let's be a bit careful about the skirmishers. Gonna get out my shield. Got to keep it raised as much as we can, and then just sneak up on them and go pokey pokey. Oh yes, that is what they used to say back in medieval. No, back in ancient. Ancient? Is it ancient? I don't know, but anyway, back in this era of time in Greece, they used to say pokey pokey whenever they used to use their polearms. You can look it up in any history book. I am not joking. Yes, I am. You know that I am. Anyway, let's see if we can do some damage here. Oh, nice. Nice. Okay, very good. Oh, not taking any counterattacks, mainly because I moved along their infantry line. Oh, there we go. There's a little bit of a counterattack, but yeah, I'm staying in one place a little bit too much here. If I were to move along their line and continue attacking, we would have a really, really good shot of just not taking any damage whatsoever because they would be too slow to react to our attack. So we're just going to continue moving forward here. I have lost a grand total of 10 enemies, and they have lost 91. And I just said 10 enemies, didn't I? Yes. I have lost a grand total of 10 units, should I say, and now we're going to continue moving downward towards them. We're going to stay in phalanx positioning for the moment, and we're just going to continue going pokey pokey, and we'll see if we can thin them out a little bit here. Nice, nice. You know, the best thing that I can do is eliminate a unit in one hit so that we don't have to deal with them again. Because more than likely they're going to pull up their shield and then be able to defend against us, which is not great. So I'm hopeful that I will be able to maybe prevent myself from getting taken out here. We're taking some minor damage here and there. But yeah, they do have some decent units, as you can see. They have some decent units that are capable of fighting back our best. And they are getting more reinforcements. Okay, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to move back. Are we going to get reinforcements? We've only got 22 on the battlefield. I don't know why I'm not getting reinforcements right now. I should theoretically be getting them any moment now. Maybe under 20 units or something like that. But you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to retreat. I'm going to retreat and I'm going to leave. And 185 against 200. Right. So, yeah, we're now going to have to do another battle. But that's okay. That's actually fine. This is exactly what I wanted to do. Although, it would have been better if I could have just escaped. But the point is that there is a reason why this is a good idea. Because basically what you can do is if you do this kind of maneuver and you do have a decent amount of pathfinding. My pathfinding is not that great. And the enemy was able to catch me again. But I don't know whether you noticed, but at the bottom of the screen, the other vassal was moving away from us. So theoretically, what we can do is we can make it possible so that we can have a one-on-one battle with the one vassal that is not moving away from us, the one that is actually chasing us right now. So if we can pull this off, then possibly, just possibly, we have a very small chance to have a victory on our hands without having an utter defeat, which would be absolutely awful. So I'm going in the wrong direction, as is the case, and what I usually do. So let's try and correct that. And we'll see if we can go over here. Okay, so, oh, this is actually a lot better. Have you noticed? Oh, yes, I did not even notice this. This is fantastic. So basically, we already have an even fight on our hands here too. So this is really good. We're going to tell our people to stand closer once, maybe twice. Yeah, going to tell them to stand closer again. Got to be careful of these thrown weapon guys because they can absolutely murder me in a very quick second. And we'll see if we can do something about them. Skirmisher running in once again. Okay, get murdered by the phalanx, please. Thank you. Is he getting killed? Yep, there you go. I find that super amusing. I don't know why they do that. Okay, well, otherwise, let's see if we can take these guys out. They're trying to murder me, but they are failing. Oh, yes. Very nice. And, we took 21 damage. No. I do not want to die. I do not want to die from a skirmisher. This is bad. Okay. Okay, yeah, nice. Okay, so how many javelins does this guy have? I have no idea, but he's apparently... Whew, that was close. That was really close. I should have just switched to my shield. That probably would have made more sense, but usually when I have my shield equipped, I'm utter... well, trash. I'm pretty useless when I have my shield up and using a spear at the same time. Don't know why that is. I just find it rather difficult to use a spear and a shield together, which is rather amusing considering the mod I'm playing. I mean, generally you should be able to use a shield and a spear together, but I can't. I don't know why. I'm just much better with two-handed weapons. I guess that's just my way of doing things. But anyway, let's see if we can do some damage here. I don't know whether we're going to be able to... Wait a minute. You know what? I'm gonna go over here and we're going to try and murder these guys. Don't get shot. Yes. No. Yes. Sidestep. Nice. Nice little sidestep right there. Maybe we can sidestep this guy too. Oh, never mind. He's apparently running away really weirdly and, well, avoiding all my damage, which was rather amusing in itself. Okay, so we're going to continue just chasing these guys down. We have the upper hand. We absolutely have the upper hand, and there's no reason for me to believe that I should retreat from this unless I get myself killed, which is highly likely. It is highly, highly likely that that will happen. So let's hope. Cross your fingers. Cross your fingers that I will not get myself killed. But, yeah, I mean, let's face it. If this were Vegas and they were taking odds on if I were to die in this battle, it would probably be a good idea to bet against me living, let's face it. But who knows? I know. I've been rather surprising in the past, sometimes. But I have literally only about 5% HP, which is pretty awful. And it would be rather amusing if I get killed by a skirmisher, wouldn't it? Let's hope that that does not happen. Okay, I've got to be careful here. Yep, there you go. I got killed by a skirmisher because they spawned right behind me. Do you see? These guys right here. So, congratulations to those of you that bet against me. Yes. Oh well, never mind. Okay, so we did take out 151, which is actually kind of fantastic. And I am going to be retreating once again because we can now leave. However, if I wanted to, we could head in again and attack them, and they only have 110. So I don't know whether we want to do that. Maybe we do, maybe we don't. But the Delian League is right there, and they want to attack us. So I'm going to be ending this episode off here, and we will no doubt be able to escape to our town now because these guys don't have any units to fight with anymore, and they are very, very unlikely to follow us because we have 174, and they have about 59. Yeah, so they are definitely going to be retreating. Anyway, that will be it for this episode. I thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.